Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the F124 driver career here in the second season, albeit our first season at Ferrari. In the last round, we had a sprint weekend in China. I won't spoil the result for you. All I'll say is that it was our best finish of the season so far. We will, of course, get to spoilers later in the episode, so do make sure you watch that previous episode first. Another sprint weekend here. Dry quali, but mixed conditions in the sprint race. Qualifying itself for the main Grand Prix is very wet, as you can see, but the race itself is fully dry, thankfully. The sprint race will start dry and go wet, so it's going to be a long weekend for us in the recording of 100% race distance. It's going to be a long weekend for Chris editing, unfortunately for him, but fingers crossed there's plenty of action to bring to you that sees us score some decent points. Spoilers incoming for China in just a moment, after we finished second in the Chinese Grand Prix to give ourselves our biggest haul of points by a long way so far this year. And we're now only 3 points behind Carlos Sainz in the Haas, the driver that we swapped positions with, of course. No other positional change drivers above us in the table. Nico Hülkenberg in the Alpine, below us Esteban Ocon in the Sauber and Teo Pourchaire, of course, in the Williams. The only other changes as Valtteri Bottas left the sport, just like Nico Hülkenberg did when I took his seat at Haas for Season 1. So I'm going to go and sort my specialists out. We are 5 resource points short of being able to upgrade the next area of the front downforce, which is a pain in the backside, but it is what it is. It will be a major front downforce upgrade, which hopefully will continue to send the car forward in terms of its development and competitiveness. Still, of course, on 105 difficulty. China's just an outlier track where I do really well at for some reason. And of course, there are a few outlier tracks where I do really badly at for some reason. But Miami doesn't tend to be one of them. We had a good P6 last year in Miami, although I think there was a little bit of fortune about it. But hoping for something similar this season if we can. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying the save. Of course, do make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more. And of course, be great to have you over on stream to join me so you can watch every lap of every session that we do. Links in the description to Twitch and to the YouTube live streaming channel. I'm going to jump to practice and I'll see you in a moment. All I needed was 5 resource points to be able to do the one I wanted. We got 260 in the end. Getting slightly more experience. Very close. I say very close. We've just gotten to 79, but we're closing in on being 80 rated now in this driver career. I imagine it's going to take me freaking forever to get to 90 rated, but now comes a fully dry, thankfully, sprint qualifying. I am immediately going to go and put the front wing flap on as we do that, and then I don't think I can afford anything else. Can I afford to redo the... that was 300 and something, wasn't it? Can't afford to redo that anyway. Okay, well, from there, we shall just head straight to sprint qualifying then, and hopefully we do better here than we did in China. Keep it a level playing field. Purple middle sector, which is strong. As it stands, we are being eliminated. We're down in 16th at the moment. We are improving, as you can see, by about 3/10 at the moment. Need to nail the final corner. Which we've not necessarily done. And we are through to SQ2, although not comfortably. But Miami is another track where you need a lot of high speed, and with the poor rear downforce of the car, we are of course still continually, until the car is upgraded, having to run extra downforce to ensure that the car doesn't just go round and round and round and round. So very much hoping that we can get the aerodynamics of this car sorted sooner rather than later, but it's probably going to be a return to glory Ferrari segment of this first season at Ferrari, second season for the save, and then in our second season at Ferrari, because we signed a 2-year contract, and third season of the save, hopefully then we'll be in a position to go for the championship. But we are into SQ2, and I'm probably just going to go out once here on the new set right at the very end of the session and not worry about running 2 runs. Since he updated the effectiveness of the curbs, every time you come back to a circuit, you have to readjust. In Season 1, we were able to really attack the curbs at every track, but then they made the curbs more brutal with a latter update.
Right, that's us pushed down.
And we're really struggling. Oh, I'm super slow. Super slow. But then purple middle sector. They're going to be much better than me through the final turn though. We're not going to get through to SQ3, I don't think. Pretty sure. We're going to be out of qualifying here and now. Yeah, 26.7. It was a 26.5 from Alonso in P11. It's P12 for us here in the Sprint Grand Prix in Miami, just as it was in China actually, although in China it was because I made a mistake on my hot lap. That lap I didn't make a mistake, I just wasn't very bloody quick. 26.7, I needed another 2 tenths, or at least a tenth and a half to stand a chance of getting through, which we don't have. Fernando Alonso out and Lance Stroll through is a surprise. Esteban Ocon as high as P13 is also a surprise. K-Mag and Carlos Sainz both through in the Hasses. We really did a good job of upgrading that car. I wonder whether we should have stayed at Haas for another year and then come to Ferrari. So welcome to the sprint. We are doing something different here. Everybody's on the medium tyre, so I am whacking on the soft. Mainly because it's going to rain 2/3 of the way into the race, so in theory, we're going to come off the softs well before they die. I hope. Anyway, a risk worth taking, we might as well. We saw how good being on a 1-step softer tyre worked in China. We're going to try and do something similar here. I'll put 1.5 laps worth of fuel in. 1.5 laps worth of extra fuel, should I say. Again, we'll try and figure out the... the levels for the main race by timesing it by 3. This time we hope that there isn't a red flag, so we can actually accurately figure out what we need to do with fuel. Of course, we tried it for the Chinese sprint and there was a red flag, meaning that all of our fuel calculations went out the window anyway. It's not great parking, actually. Don't call his name, he's not your babe. Fernando. Right, on the softs, hopefully, this could be pretty good. It also could be terrible. Well, that's Fernando. To white. Is the Haas going to see me coming? Piastri bounced across the curb. The Haas got caught on the curb there as well. I'm now caught on the curb here. Oh my lord, everybody is Tony Hawk's in everywhere. Are you going for it, are you? Go on, Esteban. Oh my Christ. Esteban Ocon was loving life there, wasn't he? Absolutely went for it. Right, started 12th, made a position, lost a position to a different car, still 12th. Now we find out just how slow we are in a straight line. I'm running the low downforce SRC setup as well.
That's a decent start, good job.
AI, it's like to up the difficulty level, it feels like they just make them faster in a straight line. It's crazy. We will be running less downforce for the main race. I got no choice. I got no choice. So the decision to go softs isn't actually meaning I'm any quicker whatsoever. Seemingly. This is great. I don't appear to have much extra pace at all right now. Fuck you, Esteban, I'm coming through. Oh, I tried to give him some racing room though. Oh, warning for a collision. Well, off we go.
A lot of spare energy. Okay to use your own.
P11, yay! Might just been outside of DRS there actually. We have dropped the cars behind from DRS though, which is good news. We're slowly reeling in those in front. It is mainly because they're fighting. There's a yellow flag behind me, or is it in front of me? I'm not sure at the minute. I think it's behind. Someone's doing something. It's an Aston Martin. It's going to be Fernando Alonso, yeah? Alonso is out. Not only did he qualify poorly, something on his car has decided to go bang halfway through the sprint race. So very much. Well, that's one car that won't be overtaking us at the very least. And we are in DRS range now of the cars in front. So we'll try and close in on them. It's a Mercedes and the two Haas at the minute. And that Mercedes is in the points for the sprint race. P8 is there in the form of Lewis Hamilton at the moment. Cannot get power down out of that final turn to save my goddamn life. Both Haas's now past the Mercedes in front. But Lewis has a mechanical issue that is making him slow, which is the reason why both Haas's have been able to see off the Mercedes. And hopefully we'll be able to see off the Mercedes here as well. Try and go around the outside of him at the final turn. He's probably going to clout over the curbing, which he has done. And he's then clouted over the next bit of curbing as well. We just got the drive. We're up to top, up into the top 10. But in the sprint, of course, top 10 isn't good enough. You need to be top 8 for points. Oh my god, the rear tyres are not enjoying life right now. And Magnussen is, quite frankly, in a different universe with the pace that he's put in since seeing off Lewis Hamilton. He's disappeared. 3 seconds down the road in a lap and a half is just ludicrous. So the Haas car is significantly better than this Ferrari right now. My tyres are, well, worn, as you can see. We have not had the pace.
Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking.
Look at the difference in straight line speed!
Best tyre for now.
We've not had the pace on the soft tyre compared to their mediums at all. In China, the medium compared to the hard gave us an unbelievable start to the main Grand Prix. This soft tyre here has performed the same as the mediums, but just degraded quicker. I don't understand it, but it's the situation we find ourselves in. We'll try and take Lewis again into the final turn. He's going to go defensive late. Try and force him deep. Get the move done. And again, oh my god, the wheel spin is just absurd around this stupid bloody racetrack. Again, we're into the top 10. I'm going to go defensive here into turn 1, though. I'm going to have to go defensive into turn 1. Right, rain, please. Hello. Time for you to start coming now. It's mental. Look at the speed difference. Why are the AI so quick in a straight line? It's a mixture of the AI being super quick in a straight line here in Miami and continually this shithouse Ferrari. These soft tyres are done.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
It's not going to come quickly enough. Rain in 10 minutes is just not helpful. We needed the rain to fall about now, basically. Which it might well have done. Because ordinarily, the forecast, just whatever is forecast tends to happen sooner than is forecast when you have it set to approximate weather conditions. But the past 2 or 3 races where we've had rain supposedly coming, that actually hasn't been the case. So I don't know whether they've changed the algorithm or something in the way that the game is coded and how the approximate weather forecast works. But it is not happening the same way on this game, this second season, as it always used to in the previous games. So that's something we're going to have to adjust to. Don't even think about it yet. And soft tyres are just gone. Another sprint race that is just going to yield no reward whatsoever. This is good information, I guess, for the race, for the Grand Prix, about the tyre life of the soft tyre. Because after 10 laps, they're basically unusable. I've got nothing. Absolutely no defence whatsoever to that.
That's us down a place.
We are just going to tumble now. This is going to be very much a race to forget. Please, can I just have some decent Ferrari rear downforce so I don't have to continually put too much on the car? If I could run the same wing levels as the AI, I could be more competitive in a straight line. But I can't. So I'm not. Just going to get eaten up here.
We're catching the car ahead. Well done. But be aware, these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
That's Albon through. That's Ricciardo through. No, it's not. It's Hamilton through. Albon makes a mistake. Hamilton goes into him. Down to P14. Oh, God. Get me to the end of this race. This Ferrari is worse than almost any other car I've ever had in a driver career. Rear tyres are hot as well. Another reason why we've got no pace in a straight line.
Okay, slot in behind and try to keep up with them. There might be an opportunity to take the place back.
Not only are they more worn, they're also running hot. This is just an absolute clusterfuck. I honestly might just retire at this point. You know what? I think I'm gonna. We're going to pull into the pits at the end of lap 13 and just, quite frankly, retire the car. There is no point continuing. We're going to take downforce off for the main Grand Prix. And retire from session. We're going to take downforce off for the main Grand Prix. I'm running a low downforce setup at the minute. And it is still horrendous in a straight line. So, good! The whole point of retiring is so that you don't go back out on track. Alright, cool, whatever. Where did Charles finish? P2! Lovely, of course he did. K-Mag 7th, Sainz 8th. Lewis finishes 10th in the end. Ugh. I don't like this Ferrari car. I am wondering whether it was a bad decision to come to Ferrari in this save right now. Because that Haas is the better car. And that's what we were in.
Laps of fuel left.
We've improved lap by lap so far. Because the weather is improving, the track is improving, even though we've got more and more worn intermediate tyres, as the fuel burns off and the track gets slightly drier, the pace improves more and more. I don't think I actually have enough fuel to finish that lap. It's going to be a case of being on the right tyre at the right time here in this qualifying one session, because the sun is going to be out very soon and the track is going to start drying, but I'm not sure whether we will be on dry tyres at the end of the session or not. I'm going to advance close-ish now and give myself enough time to react to put a new set of whatever tyres I need to on. They're still out on inters at the moment, so we will put a fresh set of intermediates on. We're not going to need them for the race, so we can put a fresh set of intermediates on here. I had fueled for multiple laps previously, so I'm going to fuel just for the one lap, and hopefully we can go fast enough here to get ourselves through to Q2.
Ready to go.
I've taken significantly reducing downforce steps. I basically have halved the front and rear, well, I've halved the rear wing and taken the front wing down by 40% compared to the sprint, because quite frankly it's just dead. Now it stopped raining, but everyone was out on inters, or at least most people were out on inters. Don't tell me that some people, the very last people, have gone out on dry tyres here. No, they haven't. So everyone is out on intermediate tyres. The current 5 fastest drivers aren't going again. That might be a mistake. It's definitely still quite wet, or still damp enough by the looks of things. The track surface is still a little shiny, but it's going to be very close to the crossover period. Very close. I wonder whether we could have put some dry tyres on, tiptoed around the outlap, and then the track would have been dry enough for a set of soft tyres by the end of the session. Certainly Q2 is going to be run in the dry.
Okay, you're falling down the table, currently in P9.
But we have to make sure that we make it through and out of this session. We're currently P9, Charles Leclerc P10. Everyone's starting their flying lap now. I will do the same, and hopefully we'll be able to improve. Just any sort of rear grip would be lovely. I do not like this racetrack. Track's so much quicker. So much quicker. Those 5 that have elected not to go out again, I'm sure are going to get eliminated. They're out. There's just no way that they survive. We're 1.2 seconds up through the first sector. They're gone. So out of this first qualify session is going to be both Mercedes, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Fernando Alonso. There's no way in hell that they survive this session. Terrible decision by those drivers or those teams to not go out again. At least we can say we're comfortably going to make it through to Q2 now, because there's no way that we don't beat those 5. All I've got to do is finish the lap, and we'll definitely be through. Which is a welcome relief after the way that sprint weekend went, or sprint Saturday went.
We've dropped to P17.
Not for long. Charles Leclerc goes fastest with a 32.699. Trying to concentrate on getting the power down. 33 flat, I think that was, for me, which is good enough for P5. Well, we know who's eliminated, so let's just go straight to Q2, shall we? You can tell by the delta that, again, the track has significantly improved. But this time, no one's making a mistake. Everyone is out on circuit setting another lap time. No one's going to make the same mistake as they did in Q1. Especially George Russell. I mean, Théo Pourchaire in the Williams has just set the fastest lap time, so that shows you how much the track is improving by. Like I say, I've halved my rear downforce and by about 30 to 40% taken front downforce out as well, as per our learnings in the sprint race. So we should be, hopefully, much more competitive in the race. And fingers crossed, challenging where we ought to be. Thank Christ for the sprint race, though, that's all I can say. If it weren't for the sprint race and us being able to basically test the setup, we'd have been absolutely screwed. I'd have been finishing last without any shadow of doubt in the full Grand Prix if that were the case. As it happens, we go 12th here. So even with fresh tyres and an ever-improving track, it is 12th only again, despite the change in downforce levels. Still a full second off the pace. I don't know what I need to do at Miami. More than I apparently am. Unbelievable. I do not like this racetrack, and I do not like the lack of grip that this Ferrari gives me. This car is so bad. I wish you could feel how bad the car is. You can see how bad the car is, but I wish you could feel it as well. It's just an absolute tractor. Well, Charles was showing some decent pace with this rubbish car, but that's just because he's in the AI. He's pole, apparently. Charles Leclerc can drive this car. I certainly can't. It's the sixth best car. How is Charles Leclerc putting the sixth best car on pole position? Doesn't make any sense. It makes me look like an absolute mug when I'm not a mug. But how is he putting the sixth best car on pole? It's like Lance Stroll putting it on pole in real life. It just doesn't make any sense. Charles Leclerc drives.
Taste for that champagne last time out, so let's see if we.
Last time out, I retired, mate. Well, lots of different strategies at play here, evidently. Mediums, softs, and hards at play by multiple different drivers. Lots of softs behind, lots of mediums in front. It's either a one-stop or a two-stop. And there's really not much between it at all, as you can see there. I would be tempted to do the two, actually. Personalised, it does say that the two is faster for me, but I would actually go onto the hard tyre in the middle stint. Is there rain coming? No, it's fully dry, isn't it? I'd rather go onto the hard tyre in the middle stint and then go onto the mediums at the end. I don't really want to do 15 laps on the softs if I can help it. I'll try and bring that forward a bit, because we know that the softs just die after about 10. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up boxing at about lap 10 anyway, looking to undercut, but the two-stop is going to be faster for me in terms of my own ability and pace. 3 laps worth of extra fuel, loads of different strategies at play, so we are throwing caution to the wind and hoping that things get better for us, because my God, it has been another nightmare weekend for us in a Ferrari. I feel like Sergio Perez right now in this save. Thank you, Nathan, for cheering me up just a little bit with a 2-year Prime Gaming sub. Running half the rear downforce that we were in the sprint and a third less front downforce than we were in the sprint. So hoping for a much more competitive time of things here. Getting attacked, but not passed by Yuki Tsunoda. We are still P12 as it stands. Lots of different strategies at play here. Some will be on a one-stop, some will be on a two. It's very rare that you actually see almost the exact same race time for a one-stop and a two-stop, and that teams will be genuinely standing a chance with either strategy. But hopefully we'll be much more competitive in a straight line here, which will ensure that we're much more competitive overall. Oh, I thought about it. More, actually. Yuki put the willies up me there by having a look at the inside and making myself look massive in my mirror. Max Verstappen is already up to P13. He's flying in the Red Bull. He'll have started a long way back. I actually didn't show you the grid on the way to this. No, I did show you the grid. I was just too busy talking about Charles Leclerc being too good. I actually didn't take in the grid. So, other than Checo and Russell swapping around and Magnussen and Gasly, everyone's kind of basically where they started. Max Verstappen started 16th and he's up to 13th. Alonso's gone forward a couple of places as well. Teo's gone backwards. Haas 19th. Oh, sorry, Sainz 19th in the Haas. Where's George? Oh, no, George made it through, didn't he? Q1. George's actually in third right now. Very lucky, that boy, to make it through the qualifying session in the manner in which he did. Here we go, then. Come on. Please let me be more competitive in the full Grand Prix, otherwise this is going to be 57 laps of absolute sadness. Right, are we competitive in a straight line? Yes. Competitive at least. Not dominant or strong, but not uncompetitive. In a minute in this Ferrari, not being uncompetitive and shit-ass slow in a straight line is half the battle. From there, you have to try and figure out how to drive the car. But you've got to make sure that you're just not getting swept past on the straights like you're in an F2 car to begin with. The fact I've had to basically halve the downforce all around the car is absurd. Shows you how bad this Ferrari is. Well, I've got the run. Is he going to go defensive? He's gone defensive. I'm going to go for it. Go around the outside of Esteban Ocon if we can here. Deep on the brakes. It's a really wide exit at that corner. So you can really go quite fast into it and quite deep and still keep it on the racetrack. That has been successfully done, and we are up a position. P11! Yay! Okay. We go again. Albon's going to do the same, I think. He is. Be careful not to go into the back of Nico Hülkenberg here, but again, deeper, keep it on the track. Alex is fighting it hard. He will have to give it up though, because I'm not going to let him get the inside line for the chicane. We're up to P10. Forward momentum being earned. We might well have found the sweet spot we're set up here in Miami. Thank Christ we're able to do the sprint race and figure out that we certainly weren't in the sweet spot. But now we might genuinely have a really solid race. Going to the hards, I'm probably still going to box earlier than lap 12, to be honest. Go on about lap 10 and then try and make some time. Need to make sure I can stick with those around me though. I need to not make mistakes like that with loss of traction. Let's keep the momentum moving forwards. I think everyone in front of us now is on a medium or hard tyre. Double check. Just everyone apart from Sergio Perez in P1. Perez leading the way. He's currently the only other soft runner further forward than us in this race. All my car wants to do is spin there for some reason.
Use your overtake button.
I am using my overtake button. Shut up, Mark.
Come on. Understood. Copy that.
See you, boys. Bloody hell. Down to P12 from P10. I was too busy trying to tell Mark to shut the balls up, to concentrate on getting a good exit. Stupid engineer just does not shut up. Says the same things to you 5 times a race. I know, you told me that in the last one and last lap. Leave me alone. No DRS for Alex Albon here, so he's going to be a sitting duck. It's going to be a really straightforward overtake. And we're doing to him what he did to me last lap. Trying to save some battery, to be fair. Again, Conti kept on the track, just inside the white lines. Williams is very fast in a straight line, but we've gotten the job done. And now they're concertinaing up through the chicane, which means we will have DRS for this next part of the racetrack, keeping ourselves competitive. Come on, Ferrari. Pull the finger up. Charles Leclerc leads the race. Sergio Perez is tumbling, probably because his soft tyres are dead. Mine are already very worn. Again, proving why the two-stop is probably necessary for us. Everybody's fighting really hard here in these lower point-scoring positions. The front 4 or 5 have disappeared. We're losing so much time here. So much time. Fernando's getting pretty annoyed, stuck behind me at the minute. Which is fair. I'd be annoyed if I was stuck behind me too. Nico is just able to maintain DRS range on those in front as well at the moment. Still the front 4 in a race of their own. Lewis Hamilton now up to P13 behind. Verstappen is up to P8 so far. I'm probably going to box next lap, I think. I almost don't want to give up DRS though. My rear right tyre is hot though still. The softs do just burn really hot. Just because the amount of wheel spin that you get. I'm probably going to have to box this lap. Please let me keep DRS. Please let me keep DRS. Thank you.
Okay, mate, Hulkenberg ahead. We can't let them hold us up for too long, so let's try and get past as soon as possible and crack on. Push, push.
You see, you've done that, and then you put the diamond over Alonso. Traction's just disgusting. No rain at all. It's just going to be a stupidly hot day all the way through. I'll box 11. Is this sort of just losing time? Nah, bollocks to it. I'll box now.
Understood. Stopping this lap. Okay, forget.
In for a set of hard tyres, please. That lot are losing loads of time battling each other. Just a quick stop. Please give me a quick stop. Thank you. In the last race, there was a really slow front wheel change that cost us a good 2 seconds. Now, we're going against the grain here. But I'm hoping that brand new set of tyres at this circuit where tyre wear is very high, I'm hoping that the undercut is going to be pretty strong. We're going quite a way on these. But this should be good. We got no DRS obviously, but I'm going to try and use my battery to try and nullify that effect as best I can. Want me to go to lap 36 on this set. So I'll try and do. It's a long way though. DRS on Yuki Tsunoda. Effectively this weekend is what we needed in Japan. In Japan, we were as we were in the sprint race. Just slow in a straight line and not competitive. At least here, we had the sprint race to test that setup and then be able to alter it for the full Grand Prix. It's always tough because on a single lap in qualifying, we're not as uncompetitive. We're more competitive in quali than we are in race trim. So sometimes qualifying can give you a bit of a false perception of what the race is going to be like. And you think, oh, actually, I might be competitive enough. And then you get into the race situation with the full fuel load and find out that you're just driving a coach down the straights. Daniel Ricciardo has taken those soft tyres a long way. A long way. He might be one-stopping soft to hard, even soft to medium, perhaps. Yes, a long way to go on a set of softs. They're just going to be so dead now. But our tyre wear was about on par with the race practice programme. It said that our tyre wear was 1.02 times the expected. So 2% higher than expected. I'm just really, really glad that we're so much more competitive in the race. There's Max Verstappen coming out of the box on another set of soft tyres. Or did Verstappen might have started on mediums, actually. No, Verstappen has gone soft. Well, I guess actually because he was out of qualifying in Q1, he does have an extra set of fresh softs to go to, doesn't he? So they're going to utilise that at Red Bull. And Max Verstappen is going to be lightning fast in this middle stint. And he's actually going to have the opportunity to go soft medium rather than soft hard medium, which would have been ideal for us, but he's upped the gap from 0.8 to 1.5 seconds in the first sector alone. That shows you how quick the soft tyre is compared to the hard. Max is going to make a lot of ground in this middle stint.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us is 28.3 seconds. They're on old medium.
Gap's really coming down now.
First. And the time last lap, 1 minute 31.2.
Their mediums have started to hit the cliff. We're now lapping about 7 or 8 tenths a lap faster than Charles Leclerc, whereas at the beginning of this stint, we were only going about 1/10 of a lap faster. Now is the time where our undercut is hopefully going to make its most amount of effort in recovering a decent race position for us. I believe this is our net race position at the moment, though, with everyone set to do one more stop. Whether that's anytime soon or not, I don't know, but I believe everyone that's running at the minute has one stop left to make. Those that are on mediums and haven't stopped yet will go to hards. Those that are on hards that haven't stopped yet will go to mediums. Everyone that was on soft has now gone to mediums. And I mean, Checo might be able to make the mediums go to the end of the race, but that is a long, long way. So I expect them still to stop. And Tsunoda's still on the same medium tyre that he started the race on and just going backwards. But we think he's had a spin. Come on, Pierre, hurry up. I want the DRS, but costing me loads of time here. Fernando Alonso on those other set of soft tyres is very much showing some interest. Excuse me, Pierre. Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. If you could hold Fernando up, that'd be lovely. Thank you. Slows Alonso's progress down for a little bit, at least. And we have dropped them from DRS range as well, which is even better. Thank you, Pierre. Fernando will be past him now, but saves me half a lap's worth of aggro against Fernando Alonso. Fernando's going to get me here, but we'll try and stick in his DRS as long as possible. The soft tyres are not brand new. They'll still have quite a bit of pace, but they won't be lightning quick. Ocon's still pretty quick in a straight line. It's just got nothing in the corners. The fact that they're that slow in the corners, but still that fast in the traction zones in a straight line, it's what makes you question whether the AI just really need a complete rewrite at Miami. Excuse me, Mr. Ocon. More progress to be made, thank you. Is that Charles in? It is.
Charles is in for his stop now.
So they took their mediums 25 laps, but they were really, really poor comparatively lap time wise, from about 18 or 19 laps onwards. So I'm going to try and extend this this hard stint, if I can, to allow to have only competitive lap times out of the medium tyres when we get them on. We're up to P9 now, right behind our teammate. I say right behind, 3.5 seconds behind our teammate. Probably going to box lap 38, maybe? About 38. To put on the set of mediums. He wants me to stop 36, but I would like to go a little further if we can. It's Hulkenberg in. George Russell's in as well, but George Russell is soon to be out. Here he is. Bye, George. See you later, mate. We've got a glimpse of George Russell and a glimpse of Charles Leclerc. And that's all we're going to get all race, I think. Just a glimpse of those podium positions on this occasion. There's still decent points to be had here today. We just put the performance in between now and the end of the race. Stroll is showing some really good pace here in Miami. Feels like the Aston Martin drivers have swapped over. The last couple of races, Lance Stroll has been significantly outperforming Fernando Alonso. Alonso has been a driver that has picked up wins more often than rarely in this save so far. But on the odd occasion, he has 2 or 3 really bad Grand Prix and Lance Stroll just takes over. I think we're currently running a net. Well, I say a net. Lando, Piastri, Verstappen, Perez and Alonso all have to pit again. So we're currently running 4th. But we also have to pit again. I could run these to the end, but they would be super dead. So we will have to pit again. But we'll be going to the medium tyre. Well, there's Lando in for his stop of his hard tyres. He will go to mediums for the rest of the race. Big lock up in front. We'll be going to mediums for the rest of the race from about lap 38ish. That's the plan. We're currently lap 33 here. Planning on stopping 38 to put the medium tyre on. And that should see us through to the end with relatively competitive lap times the entire time, rather than having the lap times completely fall off as the medium tyre dies. Still running very hot on the rear. 110 degrees rear right. It got slightly overheated on the soft tyre. I'm hoping that the medium doesn't overheat in a similar fashion. Wondering, well, in theory, lower tyre pressures, with the game this year being more realistic with the way that tyre pressures affect the performance. If I ran lower tyre pressures, they would be even hotter. So running maximum tyre pressures is ensuring that they're as cool as they could be, but it would be nice if they were a bit cooler. There you go. As expected, the other McLaren is in the very next lap, as is Sergio Perez. So we will overtake the two of them for the time being and be up as high as P6. Perez started on the softs and went to the mediums. He's, whoa, now on the hards. And Piastri's just gone hard, medium, 1 stop. So some are 2 stopping, some are 1 stopping. We're one of the 2 stoppers, but we're 2 stopping in a different order to everybody else. Alonso's in as well. Curious to know what Alonso's going to, because he's softed. Verstappen's in as well. He's going to the medium. Wonder whether Alonso is going to soft. He's going soft, medium. There you go. Soft, medium for Alonso. Soft, medium for Verstappen. Soft, hard, medium for ourselves. Because we didn't have an extra set of new softs to go to. Not that I probably would have run them anyway. I probably still would have favoured the soft, hard, medium or the soft, medium, hard. But up to P4 for the time being. But we do still have a stop to make. In 4 laps time. 35, 6, 7 and 8 we will box. Go on, Lando, through you go. I'm not using any battery down the straight this time. Just so I've got as close to possible full battery when we come out of the box to try and utilise the fresh tyre as best we can. So, in on lap 38. Perez is right there as well, about to take me too. I could have maybe tried to make the most of some DRS, but it was pointless really. I would only have had it for that start straight. There's no way to have stuck with him through the first sector. So please a quick stop. Thank you. Where will we come out? Well, basically with Ocon and Sainz as we anticipated we would do. Might just come out in front of them. Alongside, perhaps. Oi, oi, oi. Hello, Carlos. Myself and Carlos Sainz are inseparable on a racetrack. All of season 1 and most of season 2, we've been right with Carlos Sainz for so much of our racing. Right. 15 seconds-ish to Lewis Hamilton for a point. Can it be done? I hope so. Mr. Hulkenberg, can we please get a bit of a shift on? Of course, Carlos Sainz is coming with me. Myself and Carlos Sainz, as we've said multiple times, inseparable on the racetrack. 9 seconds to Lewis now. We've closed the gap by 5 seconds in the last 3 laps. So I think we'll get a point today. It's just a case of how many. Are you going to go defensive, Nico? Thank you. He's off the brakes. Yeah, he overtake down around the outside. I think I might just have gotten DRS there as well. I did. Lovely. Thank you. Inside line, DRS. Not quite as straightforward as I hoped it would be, but toodaloo. And if you could hold up Carlos Sainz through this first sector, that would be wonderful, Nico. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, mate, tyres are currently running too hot. Please keep those tyre temps under control.
Thought for a minute that was going to be something dying. Tyres are doing okay. About 2% a lap. Maybe less than. Oh no, 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 not again, not again. Ferrari, please. Another point-scoring finish taken away from us. We had taken over 10 seconds out of Lewis Hamilton and Kevin Magnussen in the last 7 laps. And for the second time in 6 Grand Prix this season, and for the 5th time in 6 Grand Prix this season, something dies on the car. Gearbox retirement race 1. Races 2, 3 and 4 saw ERS faults that were thankfully able to be fixed. China was perfect, we finished second. And in Miami, the engine gives way. Our luck in Ferrari is like Ferrari. Max Verstappen started at the back of the grid in the race. He started P16 and won by 8 seconds. Charles Leclerc on the podium, which is great. The team picking up points, but another retirement for us this season. I've got a rating rivalry at the minute with Lance Stroll, apparently, which I'm drawing. Although I'm losing loads of my experience there across all areas, thanks to the DNF. Thankfully, my recognition is still the same, but Charles Leclerc is obviously absolutely bossing me. Oh, the pain. That's points taken off us again. We absolutely would have gotten at least P9 in that race. Maybe higher, but guaranteed P9. No sign of any secret meetings at the minute to entice us away from Ferrari, but
it seems as if you have a new rival.
Praying
this
that
is a perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in the sport. And to show me why you belong amongst my very exclusive clientele. That's a joke. I love working with you.
I don't like working with you. It was the MGUK that gave way. The MGUK died on me, and as such, so did our chances of any points in that Grand Prix. So Charles Leclerc has 91 points. I have 21 points so far this season. I think we're in a position to get points in Bahrain. Maybe. In Miami, we would have gotten at least 2. But never mind. Bugger. Okay, it is what it is. We go again. And again will be Imola, where last season we got a P12. So not anticipating actually having a very fun time of things in Imola, but hopefully some parts pass on the way there, please. MGUK, the irony of it. MGUK reliability testing's just gone through. What just failed on the car? The MGUK.
Say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Oh, good. Still waiting for these parts to be done. That's 11 days until the front downforce is done, and then we'll probably go for drag reduction just to make us faster in a straight line if we can. Weight redistribution and weight reduction are very important as well to help the balance of the car. The fact that the chassis is still only 2 of 6 is definitely contributing to the balance of the car as well. Engine power's fine. We could upgrade that if we wanted to right now. I'd be tempted to, just to help our straight line speed. In fact, I think I'm going to. It's going to be ready for Canada as well, provided it passes, which is going to be very helpful indeed. We're not going to be able to do the drag reduction for a little while then, nor the weight redistribution or weight reduction. In fact, weight reduction we might be able to do just after the Imola round of the championship. But the car is still 6th or 7th on the list in terms of performance index. Please don't rain in Imola. Thank Christ. It's sunny for the qualifying and for the race, and we'll make sure that we have competitiveness in a straight line from the off there. We're a ways away. We're lost in the midfield at the minute, aren't we? Between the bottom 4 and the top 5. Well and truly lost. This Ferrari is continually a bit of a dog of a car. We will go for better in our first home Grand Prix. Imola and Monza in Italy, of course, and our first opportunity on home shores to do something for the team. That, well pointed out by chat, the Haas is now the 3rd best car. Why didn't I stay at Haas for another year? Because Ferrari came knocking, obviously, but who could have anticipated the Ferrari being A, this bad, or B, the Haas performing as well as it has done continually throughout the course of this season? Oh my lord. Never mind. We just have to have faith in the process. Trust the process. The process is failing us. Join me in Imola for the next one. Thank you very much for watching this particular round of the championship. We pray for better again next time around. Forza Ferrari. I'll see you in Imola.